Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. And on today's video we're going to be talking about ZenduWORK, more specifically the initial setup. So what you need to do right after installation of the application. So we're going to head over to our admin tab, and we're going to set up our users, our customers, and our vehicles. So the users will be the people who have access to the application, and your actual drivers, the people you're dispatching. So we'll take a look at them first actually. So you can see we have a few set up here. So in order to set up somebody new, we simply have to click our add button over here. And I can then fill in the information from an existing user in my GeoTab. So for example, I can go ahead and select, this gentleman. And I'll click add user. And it's going to fill out all the information that we already have set up for him under the users on your My GeoTab database. And of course, we also have the option to make some changes if I want to change his name, his phone number, and what have you. And I can go ahead and add him to the groups, just like in my GeoTab. And select whether he's going to be a user or an admin. So obviously admin will have access to everything, and the admin tab and user will not. So we'll go ahead and make him an admin. And the measurement system, metric or imperial, and whether they're a driver. So if you want this user to, if you want to be able to dispatch to this user, you'll have to make them a driver. So let's go ahead and turn that on. And we can go ahead and have this selected, show unassigned work orders. So he can view any work orders that are unassigned and maybe pick some up himself if he wants to. And if I wanted to, I can go ahead and add skills to this driver. So if he's, a good mechanic, or he can drive my waste vehicles, I can go ahead and set that up as well. And of course, select the vehicles that he's going to be the vehicle that he's going to be driving. So I'll just go ahead and select that. And I can even have a default start location, so home base or wherever. And lastly, I can set up their work times. What time are they available to work? And then I'll go ahead and click save. And now my new driver/user is all ready for setup. Okay, so that's it for setting up your users. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our customers. So we'll go ahead and jump over to our customers tab. So these are all, customers are based off of zones or geofences. So just like in my GeoTab, you go ahead and you draw your zone around your customer, and then we use those to create our stops and dispatch the drivers to those locations. So we have a few ways of getting them onto the customers tab in ZenduWORK. You can go ahead and click the sync button, which automatically synchronize all geofences that you have in on your GeoTab. It automatically throw them into ZenduWORK for you. That way you don't have to add them. We have the import option here, where you can go ahead and just import a list from an Excel file list. And we have an example under here, so you can go ahead and take a look at what the format needs to be. Or you can go ahead and add them manually. And let's take a look at that. So go ahead and give them a name, whatever you're going to call the customer. Go ahead and enter their address. Let's go ahead and type one in. And you notice once I select an address, the map zooms in right to their location. Contact name. So who at the customer, this location, is your main contact? I'll just enter my name. Phone number and email address. So these aren't mandatory, but you will need to have the email and phone number set up if you want to be able to send alerts to the customer, letting them know that the job's on the way or the job's been done. And lastly, our start and end time. So if I put that their end time is 4 o'clock and I want to dispatch something to them in hopes that it gets there before the end of their day, I'm not going to select somebody who's too far away. So it's good to know when they close. Okay, and the last thing we need to do over here is create the zone. So we have two options. We can just make it a default circle around the area, and I can go ahead and change the size of the radius. Or I can make it a polygon where I draw it. I can make the shape exactly as I need it to be. Okay, and to do that, first I'm just going to go ahead and click on the area where I want to start. And then I'll click Create Geofence. And then I'll draw it, just like in my GeoTab. And once I complete this shape, it's been drawn, and it's ready to use. And of course, once you're all done, click Create, and your new zone or customer is saved, ready to be dispatched to. Okay, and under Products and Services, kind of like what we showed when we were looking at our users, I can go ahead and create products that can be used and services that certain people provide, just to keep things organized. So you can see we have some examples here, sprockets, exhausts, stuff like that. And to create one, it's just a simple matter of clicking on add and giving it a name and whatnot. So I can go ahead and name it. I can write a brief description. I can even write its cost, the price that we paid versus the cost that you're selling it for. And any other additional information we have here. And you can say product, and now it's being listed here. So the purpose of adding products is so when you create your forms, which was done in another video, you can add products to it. So that way, you know, you can write down exactly what's going and what your drivers need to carry with them. And lastly, our vehicles tab. So this is where we're going to go ahead and take the vehicles, and this is where we use what we use to track the drivers, so we know exactly where they are, whether they're en route and whatnot. And kind of like with our customers or zones, we can go ahead and synchronize the vehicles between my Geo tab and here, so that way you don't have to completely add them. But if you want to, you can go ahead and click add and give it a name. You can, you know, select what type of vehicle it is, truck, car, what have you. Add to groups and Geo tab serial number. Obviously, you're going to need that. Driver's license plate and comments you can add there. And when you're all done, click save, and your new vehicle is ready to use. And that's it for initial setup. Once all those things have been done, you are now ready to start creating forms and dispatching your drivers to your customers. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.